Yo people, how's it going? It's your boy Richard Morse back at it again with another video, and this time it's going to be a tier list. Now, during the international break, let's be honest, nobody really wants to watch the England-Wales game. Who really gives a shit about that game? I thought with this sort of international break, it gives us a chance to look at our squad, look at the AFC Bournemouth squad, and think like how the players are performing, how the season's going for them, and who's doing well, who's doing okay, who's not living up to their potential, and who, quite frankly, we need to look at possibly getting rid of. So, you know what? I'm going to see how this tier list goes. And yeah, this would be a good debate for us to have and see, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Am I chatting out my ass? You know, let's see how we go. Alright, we're going to start with the newest signings. So we got Ben Doak. So far, I've been pretty impressed with Ben Doak so far, I can't lie. So for me, I think only because he's only just got here, I'm going to go with good so far. I think that's a fair assumption. Same with Adley. I think both of them have only just come into the league, so I'd say so far so good. Can't really complain too much about them. I think the same is for also for Jimenez. Jimenez, I'd say good. Actually, you know what? For Jimenez, I think I'd probably go with average for Jimenez. I'd probably say. Okay, now we move on to who else have we got? That's Akeboni. Akeboni hasn't played for us, so I wouldn't put him in sell. But hang on, is he on loan at us for a moment? Hold on, let me check. I think he's out on loan at the moment. Let me check. Oh no, he's not out on loan. Okay. So he's not out on loan, which means, yeah, I'm going to have to go poor, really. Like, he hasn't actually contributed anything into our game yet. I know you can say he's quite young, so that is something to think about. But, you know, we've got Krupi Jr. who's young. You know, Milo's come in and he's turned up. Like, so far, that's pretty poor, really. We might have to think about possibly even selling him, to be honest. Let's be honest. All right, Truffier. I mean, so far, I dare put Truffier in great. Like, he's been amazing for us since he turned up. Especially because you got to consider, he was replacing Kirkes. And everybody put too much pressure on thinking, like, how are we ever going to replace Kirkes? And this guy's just rocked up in his first season and just knocked out the park. So I'm going to go great for Truffier. For Milo, I'm going to go good. He's only just turned up for us. So, like, you know, only a couple of games. So same with Adley and Doak. Like, they're all going to be in that sort of bracket of good for us, I'd say. Krupi, I put Krupi as great. Like, for what he's done, for the only couple of games in, he has showed up and he can actually do stuff for us. I mean, he scored the equalising goal for Leeds, so that already makes him great in my opinion, just because he did it against the dirty Leeds. That's really something I really love about that. So, yeah, for me, I love Krupi Jr. I think he's great. I think, yeah, he's definitely got long potential in the future. I think we need to give him more minutes. Like, Evan Nilsson's just been not really performing. I think, well, that pretty much sums up what I'm going to put for Evan Nilsson later. So, yeah, Krupi needs to get some more chances, I personally believe. Diakite, great. 100%. Diakite rocked up after replacing basically Housen and Sabani and just has been knocking it out of the park. So, no complaints there. It's been unbelievable for us. Reece Otton, I'm going to have to put poor. He hasn't really been involved in our team, so can't put too much on that. Who else we got? Winterburn. Yeah, he hasn't really been a factor in our team either, so I can't really say that. Okay, I'm going to put these guys in the cell because Paulson's been on loan and hasn't really done anything since he's been here, been a part of our club. So you can argue we don't really need him anymore. So I can argue we can get rid of him. Petrovic, oh, great. Especially after the Kepa debacle. Like, honestly, I thought we were going to try and sign Kepa to a permanent deal. And the fact that we didn't was a real bee in my bonnet, to be honest. So the fact that we managed to get Petrovic out of it after losing Kepa was great. Like, he's been solid for us. Amazing. Okay, who else we got? Hamid Traore. I mean, I thought he was going to leave last summer transfer window. The fact he's still around I know he's gone off on loan, but like I don't think we need him. He can go, to be honest. Same with Fravier. This guy, still to this day, I don't even know why we signed this guy. I generally don't know, like, why, just why. Says it all really. Owen Bevan. Yeah, I can't say I really care about him, to be honest. He can go. Not bothered about him, to be honest. So yeah, for me, I just feel like now we got him. I know Jimenez is on loan. I hope Jimenez stays permanent, to be honest. We got Truffier, Arreo. Like, I just don't, unless Jimenez doesn't sign a permanent deal and stay. So there will come another option, but he hasn't really done much, to be honest, and he hasn't really pushed to be in that starting lineup. And the fact that Truffier and Jimenez are getting picked over him says quite a lot, really. So I'm going to go poor for him, to be honest. It's not been great. Evan Nilsson. Yeah. Honestly, it has been poor from Evan Nilsson. Like, he's had many chances where he started, and he hasn't really done much. You can argue that he hasn't had the service, and when he doesn't get the service, he's irrelevant to the game. When he does get service, he does really well. He's a poacher. That's what he is. He's not a advanced forward that can dribble around your defenders and score. He's pretty much get the ball to him in the right position and he'll score. When he doesn't get the service, doesn't get the right goal, right pass, he's irrelevant. And to be honest, Semenyo has been carrying this front three for a while. And yeah, I think Evan Nilsson only has like what, 1 or 2 goals maybe in the whole season so far. Pretty poor. Especially he is literally our record signing as well. So the fact he's only got like 1 or 2 goals so far this season. I know we're only 7 games in, but still, when you look at other strikers in the league with Haaland scoring goals for fun, it's just not good enough, really. We need more out of Evan Nilsson, to be honest. Unal. I know Unal is out of an injury, but now that we have Evan Nilsson and Krupi, you can make a case that we don't need Unal. You can maybe argue for the rotation, just to give some rotation with Evan Nilsson if Evan Nilsson isn't performing, but apart from that, if Evan Nilsson starts scoring, gets back on form, and Krupi's there behind him, do we really need a third one? Honestly, for me personally, I'd probably say sell. I probably would say sell, to be honest. Semenyo, I mean, come on. Semenyo is literally carrying this. It's literally the Semenyo show, to be brutally honest. He is carrying this team. Without him, especially in attack, we are struggling. Like, yeah, we got other people trying to... Kluivert's just come back. He's starting to pick up a little bit of form. But Semenyo has been the one consistent attacking player we've had this season. Without him, God knows where we'd be, to be honest. Sinistera. Sell. Like, I'm over him. I'm just not bothered about him. I don't care. I know he's out on loan. Honestly, I couldn't care less if he came back or not, to be honest. He can just stay out, as far as I'm concerned. I did like him when he was during that loan period, but it feels like ever since he got that contract, he's just not been the same, and it's just not worked out, really. So, as far as I'm concerned, he can go. Kluivert. I dare put Kluivert in poor as well, to be honest. Like, he was really one of our go-to players last season, and since the start of the season, he struggled to get in the team. And, like, yeah, he's scored a goal, against Fulham, but when you're, like, 7 games in, it's a bit worrying. Like, we were expecting him to be one of our main starting players, and he's only just starting to get back into the team. You can argue he had maybe a knock, an injury. I know he just had a kid as well, so that takes a factor into the brain and that sort of thing. But, yeah, like, man, it's not been great so far for Kluivert. Pretty underwhelming. Same with Evan Nilsson. I put those two in the same sort of bracket, really. Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams has been great. I'd argue he's been our best, arguably our best mid, apart from obviously Semenyo on the wing, but in terms of this midfield, proper centre midfield players, like, Tyler Adams has been one of our best players, easily. Like, he doesn't make any mistakes. I know he gets a yellow card here and there, but I like the fact that he actually gets stuck in and he actually gives it some intensity and, toughness, which is exactly what we need in that midfield. Tavernier. I'm going to put Tavin good. Like, he's been alright. Like, he's not, like, scoring goals for fun, but, like, for what he does in the team, he does really well. my only, because there does seem to always be this sort of competition between him, Cliver, and Scott. I know Scott's now gone into more of a CDM sort of role, but yeah, he's one of those. He can really step up and perform for us when we need him, but he's not the goal scorer. He's the assistant to the goal scorer a lot of the times, to Semenyo or Cliver or whoever's up front. So yeah, I'm going to go good. I want to say great for Tav, to be honest. Scott, I'd say same for Scott. I'd say good. I'd say good. I think he's done well. I think Adams is probably our key midfield player, to be honest. out those three, Tavernier, Scott, and Adams, I'd say Adams is probably the best out of the ones. There are a few times where Scott does get easily manhandled off the ball. I do feel like if Scott bulked up a little bit more, it would be a different story, but he's still young. He's still got time to improve, so I'm going to put him in good for now. Christie's only just coming back from an injury, so I'm going to put him in middle, just to play it fair. Like, he is coming back from an injury, so I'm going to go average for now, just to play it safe. Now, Jefferson is out on loan, so I dare say we could sell Jefferson, to be honest. I don't think we need him, to be brutally honest. Cook's had a bit of a knocking injury, but from what I've seen of Cook in this season, I'd say good. I don't think he's done too much wrong, apart from, obviously, he's had the injury a little bit, so I'd say good. I wouldn't say anything bad about him. Brooksy, I'd say, has had a good season. Like, since he signed a new deal, and he's also been more of a starting player, which has been surprising, really. I thought, to be pretty honest, this could be the summer transfer window, could be his way out. There was a thing about him maybe going to West Brom, and I did kind of think that might be it for Brooks in terms of being a Bournemouth player, but no. He's proven he wants to stick around, and he actually is trying to get in the starting 11, despite all the new signings coming in with Adley, Doak, especially these attacking ones. Krupi's there as well. You know, he said, like, you know, I've been here a long time, I want to stay here, and I want to prove I want to stay here, and now he's just signed a new deal. So yeah, fair play to Brooksy, man. Really bigs up. Oreo. I'm going to go poor for Oreo, because, like, it does feel like Jimenez, even Smith was, you know, out starting over him for a while, so that's pretty poor, really. Smith, I love Smith. He's been there for God knows how long, but the fact that Oreo's getting outdone by Smith says a lot, really. He was supposed to bring in to replace Smith long term, and the fact that the guy you're supposed to be replacing is starting over you says a lot. And that fact that Jimenez, who's on loan, is now getting chances over you as well. Need I say more? Senesi. I'm going to go great. Mate, Senesi has taken this sort of leader of the defenders role really seriously. Like, now, especially after we lost Housen, we lost Zabani. People thought, oh God, we're going to start the season with Senesi and Hill. God, we're in trouble. But no, Senesi, honestly, he's become like the general of that defensive line. When he's on form, when he's on point, they're all on point. When he's having a bad game, they all start having a bad game. But yeah, absolute unbelievable season so far from Senesi. He's been, I dare say, our best defender, really. You can argue, make a case for it. Do apologise, I'm a bit under the weather, so if I keep coughing, that's why. Okay, Hill. I'm going to go average, I'd say. I do feel like he's kind of lost his spot to Diakite, but hasn't really done too much wrong, so I think it's fair. I think that's alright. Smithy, Smudge. I put Smithy in average, just because, like, not because he's done anything bad, and he's done good things, but he's just so consistent. Like, it's very rare he has a bad match. But, like, when you look at the other teams' players in the squad, that what they've obviously gone on to, obviously the attacking players always get more of the credences than the defenders. That's just how it goes, unless it's a draw or we don't concede. But, you know, I don't think Smith cares about getting the adulation from the fans, really. He just loves being involved in the team. He just wants to help out as long as he can, for as long as he can able to do this. And that's all that matters, really. That's all that matters in the end. Aaron's is on loan, so he can go. And I honestly thought he was going to leave last season. So the fact he's still technically a player for us, even though he's on loan, I don't think it'll be much longer, to be honest. And Will Dennis, I know we signed him to a new deal, but we've got Petrovic, and honestly, I don't know if we need Will Dennis, to be honest. Maybe in a long term, maybe, but apart from that, he's not going to get a chance over Petrovic. So, yeah. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my ranking so far of the Bournemouth players this season. I will be doing another one for another international break, and maybe like during the January transfer window when it comes up. And yeah, let me know in your comments down below. Please either like, share, and subscribe down below. And just, yeah, let's have a debate and let me know what you think of my assessment. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, let's see how these go. Thank you for watching, guys. I've been your boy Richard Morse, up there cherries. And yeah, let's try and keep this winning momentum going. See you later.